Machiavelli's The Art of War, written in 1521, explores the philosophy of warfare and its role in the preservation of a state. It deals directly with military matters, providing a detailed account of how a state should prepare for, conduct, and conclude wars. It is written as a dialogue, with a fictional character, Fabrizio Colonna, engaging in conversation with a group of Florentine citizens about military strategy and organization. The dialogue format allows Machiavelli to convey his thoughts through Fabrizio, who represents Machiavelli's idealized vision of a wise military commander. The work is divided into 7 books, each covering different aspects of warfare, from the importance of military discipline to the strategic deployment of troops in battle. Machiavelli's military philosophy is influenced by the classical tradition, particularly the writings of ancient Roman generals and historians. He draws heavily from Roman military practices, which he believed were the key to Rome's success and expansion. He stresses the need for a well-trained citizen army, proper organization, and discipline, arguing that these elements are essential to maintaining a strong and independent state. One of Machiavelli's core ideas in his belief in a citizen army, rather than relying on mercenaries or foreign soldiers. He viewed mercenaries as untrustworthy and prone to disloyalty since they fought only for pay and lacked a vested interest in the survival of the state. In contrast, a citizen army, composed of people who have a direct stake in the welfare of the state, is far more reliable. Machiavelli was highly critical of Italian states that relied on mercenaries and professional military contractors, blaming them for Italy's vulnerability to foreign invasions. He argued that only a well-trained and organized militia could ensure the defense and success of the state. He emphasized rigorous training and discipline to instill loyalty and effectiveness in citizen soldiers. For Machiavelli, discipline was the foundation of a strong military. He praised the Romans for their strict military discipline and ability to maintain order within their armies, even in times of extreme hardship. He believed that a well-disciplined army was more important than the number of soldiers or their bravery alone. Machiavelli also delved deeply into the organizational structure of the army. He advocated for smaller, more maneuverable units that could respond quickly to changing battlefield conditions. Drawing from the Roman model, he suggested that soldiers be divided into units, a group of 100 soldiers and legions, larger formations with strict hierarchies and command structures. This organization allowed for better communication and control in battle, reducing chaos and maximizing the effectiveness of each soldier. Machiavelli insisted on uniform training and the drilling of troops so that the army could function as a cohesive and disciplined unit under the commander's orders. He believed that a good general must be prepared to change tactics according to the specific situation and conditions on the battlefield. He admired Roman commanders like Scipio Africanus and Julius Caesar for their ability to think quickly and adapt to the changing dynamics of war. He warned against rigid adherence to any particular strategy or tactic, emphasizing the importance of learning from past experiences and from the successes and failures of other commanders. A successful general must be willing to innovate and adapt, always prepared for the unexpected. He also stressed the importance of deception and surprise in warfare, encouraging commanders to exploit the weaknesses of their enemies through cunning tactics. He understood the importance of terrain and fortifications in warfare. He believed that the effective use of geography could give an army a significant advantage. He recommended that cities be well fortified to withstand sieges, and that commanders choose battle locations that would force the enemy into disadvantageous positions, such as narrow valleys or difficult terrain. Fortifications should be built in strategically important areas, and the terrain should be studied thoroughly before engaging the enemy. He also cautioned against becoming too reliant on fortifications, arguing that the mobility of the army and its ability to engage the enemy in open battles were equally important. A well-trained army, after all, could often negate the need for extensive defensive structures. Machiavelli viewed war as a necessary and unavoidable part of politics. In The Art of War, he writes that a state must always be prepared for war, even during times of peace, as conflict could arise at any moment. He believed that the survival of a state depended on its ability to defend itself and to project power when necessary. War was not just about defending against external threats, but also about maintaining internal stability and the respect of neighboring states. He believed that a strong military could serve as a deterrent against aggression and a means of projecting power and influence. He suggested that rulers should always be ready to engage in warfare when it was necessary to preserve the state or expand its interests. A ruler who neglected military preparation would leave the state vulnerable to conquest or rebellion. Just as in The Prince, where Machiavelli famously advocates for pragmatism in politics, The Art of War emphasizes a similar moral flexibility in warfare. He rejected the notion that war should be fought according to strict ethical rules, instead suggesting that the primary objective was victory, regardless of the methods used to achieve it. He believed that war was an inherently brutal and unpredictable endeavor, and thus a commander must be prepared prepared to use deception, cunning, and ruthlessness to defeat the enemy. The end result, the preservation of the state and its power, justified the means employed in battle. Machiavelli's The Art of War is a comprehensive guide to military strategy and organization, rooted in his study of ancient Roman military practices. It provides a pragmatic, no-nonsense approach to warfare, emphasizing discipline, adaptability, and the importance of maintaining a strong and well-prepared citizen army. Machiavelli's The Art of War influenced military leaders and theorists for centuries after its publication.